The Sky Battle arc finally comes to a close with the last remaining victim, Salamence. Other victims of the Sky Battle tragedy such as Tropius, Swellow, and Electros unfortunately didn't survive the Nat Deck's culling, and will have to be addressed far into the future, of course assuming they ever make a return at all. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of the Sky Battle arc, I highly recommend giving them a watch, as they are pretty interesting. Check the top right hand corner or the description. A quick summary is that Sky Battles put most flying Pokemon into perpetual flight. Game Freak attempted to make some of the Pokemon appear to glide, but it translated poorly when outside the confines of Sky Battles. Salamence, one of the 2 pseudo-legendaries introduced in Gen 3, has always been a fan favorite. He's a dragon Pokemon that looks like a dragon, which can't be said for all dragon types. The design all around is great. After X and Y dropped, however, Salamence went from having an imposing and commanding demeanor to looking like a parody of his old self. Many people did not appreciate this change that left their beloved dragon awkwardly dangling in the air. Its aura of intimidation completely eviscerated in an instant. Let's go in and see what we can do. Salamence's dignity has been restored. It once again demands the respect it lost long ago. This Salamence is very reminiscent of the one back in the good old PBR days, which evokes a sense of comforting nostalgia that is welcomed. Metagross has always been a Pokemon I've greatly appreciated. From the large emblazoned X on the front of its face, to the intriguing lore of having 4 brains, Metagross has captivated many Pokemon fans across the world. Its idle animation on the other hand, is less than exemplary and leaves a lot to be desired. It's your average Game Freak idle animation where the Pokemon nonchalantly stand around near motionless. Let's see what we can do to spice things up. This animation adds a heightened level of aggression that is a stark contrast to its original, passive idle. Having Metagross throw its massive weight of over 1,000 pounds around makes it appear more threatening and dangerous. I also included the added bonus of applying a scale mod to Metagross to make it look less like a toy and more like the mechanized, sentient, robotic being that it is. The scale mod is not perfect. It has the odd side effect of popping one of Metagross's eyes out of place, which is the reason why Metagross only has one eye. But this actually works in our favor and plays off of the increased aggression of its new idle animation. This Metagross comes across as a battle-hardened veteran who has survived countless conflicts and has the scars to show for that experience, losing one of its eyes in the process. The increased aggression alongside the battle scars makes for a frightening encounter that certainly elevates the impression left by Metagross. This makes me kind of wish that Pokemon had more personalized, discernible cosmetic differences between them to help accentuate the personality of individual Pokemon within the same species, that go beyond mere minor gender differences for some, similar to what Spiky-Eared Pichu achieved. Regice, the Ice Titan, and the one with the highest special defense stat of all ice types, makes a return in the Crown Tundra. Regice in the Genius Sonority games always had a distinctive robotic feel to it. It was the most robotic out of all the Regis. It was like a robot made of ice, which I've always found to be rather peculiar and strange, in a good way. Seeing it do its little robotic dance intrigued me and made me question its origins. It's a simple yet highly effective animation that conveys a mysterious sense of wonder and awe. Regice in Game Freak games, like so many others, had the vast majority of its expression stripped away. It just stands there, lifelessly, devoid of expression, personality, and soul of any kind. Let's pump some soul back in, shall we? This is essentially a one-to-one recreation of the animation seen in the Genius Sonority games, which honestly fills me with incredible amounts of joy. I absolutely love how Regice looks with this animation. Having its robotic-like movements restored, similar to the grounded Salamence, overwhelms me with comfy nostalgia. The remaining Pokemon, like in past episodes, are proof of concepts rather than expression fixes. It's an opportunity to shed a different light on certain Pokemon to appreciate them from a new perspective. First up will be Tornadus Incarnate form. Like most winged Pokemon, Tornadus is locked in perpetual flight. Not necessarily a bad thing, but having winged Pokemon grounded adds additional layers of expression not possible if they are always in the air. I always loved Tornadus' sprite animation in the black and white games. It looked very majestic, spreading its wings out wide for all to see. Here is what Tornadus looks like in Sword and Shield when grounded. First thing I noticed is that Tornadus is a lot smaller than you might initially realize when more stationary on the ground. I feel it lets you absorb and appreciate the design more, which in Tornadus' case is an interesting one. A green bird that is not grass type, but in fact, the very first pure flying type Pokemon ever, is a sight to behold. Dragonite in console titles of old always had a playful idle animation, bobbing back and forth while flapping its proportionally small wings. Dragonite in perpetual flight looks fine, but some did want to see it return back to the ground. Dragon Shrek looks pretty cool while grounded. It appears to be more slim than its PBR counterpart, which is interesting. I also included a scale mod to more accurately reflect Dragonite's true size. Here's the comparison. Archeops always looked wild and frantic while flying. This is most likely a nod to the fact that Archeops as a species are somewhat inept when it comes to flying, preferring to rely on their sturdy legs as opposed to their weak wing muscles. While I appreciate the potential attention to detail to this lore by making Archeops appear as if it's struggling to remain afloat, that begs the question why Archeops would willingly put itself in such a compromising position in the first place. It sounds like being grounded would be preferable to flying due to Archeops' innate running capabilities, and would only rely on flying as a last resort. Here's what that would look like. Archeops looks more competent and lethal when grounded, now able to take full advantage of what it's more adept at, which is using its legs to outmaneuver its opponent. There you have it. What did you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below. I wanted to mention that we recently hit 80,000 subscribers not long ago. Thank you to each and every one of you for your kind support. This wouldn't have been possible without you, and I really appreciate it, from the bottom of my heart. The goal is to hit 100,000 before the end of the infamous 2020, so let's see if we can make it. I have a fun 100,000 subscriber special video planned for when we meet that milestone, so definitely look forward to that. I also wanted to extend an additional thank you to those who go above and beyond to support me, my patrons and YouTube members. You guys are awesome, so thanks again. With all that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, you guys.